Bari. Wrapping up our last city adventure on the Adriatic coast, we present to you the capital of southern Italy's Puglia region and the second largest city, Bari. Ciao, adventure seekers and world travelers. We are
the Destination Dibbles.
Back again to explain how we experienced the largest passeggiata on Good Friday and much more while spending quality time in the port city of Bari. After driving from the city of Monopoli, we decided to check into our hotel, rest a bit, and immediately take the pilgrimage over to the Basilica di San Nicola to see the dedication to St. Nicholas. We chose the Hotel Excelsior because it is located close to the Bari Centrale train station, and we had an early morning train departure back to Roma. After a short rest, we decided to take a cab to the Piazza San Nicola as we wanted to maximize our time in Bari. With only a few more days of holiday left in Italy, it's funny how the clock seems to matter more and time moves faster on you. The Basilica di San Nicola was a great place to start exploring Bari. This church was built in 1087 and is a pilgrimage destination for Roman and Orthodox Catholics. According to legend, St. Nicholas asked that he be buried in Bari when traveling through to Rome. Some of his remains are actually kept here today, having been relocated from modern-day Turkey in the 11th century. This Romanesque church was splendid, with a very ornate gold ceiling and multiple arch supports within. Its exterior is square and in the past has served as a fort during times of need. We soaked up the surreal moment as Easter Sunday was approaching and just enjoyed sitting with church parishioners during their Mass. Immediately past the statue of jolly old St. Nick, you walk through a huge city gate immediately into the maze-like streets of Old Town Bari Vecchia. Here you can visibly see that this city has kept hold of its historical roots despite being a pilgrim's destination. Bari has over 4,000 years of history in these narrow alleyways, and it was a lot of fun to explore. Just a few steps away from St. Nicholas Cathedral, we ventured right into the Bar San Nicola, a nice cafe to sample some of their tasty desserts within the displays. We left the shop, tasty snacks in hand, and while walking down the narrow streets, we couldn't help but hear the calls of several vendors cooking sweet or salty fried dough balls. Taylor Grace just had to try some, and we were happy to accompany her in the experimentation. The locals frying these tasty treats were so full of energy, and some even had banners advertising how good their creations are. One gentleman would throw out loud chants advertising you to try his Papizza treats. As you walk, be sure to look for the motto Cattedrale di San Sabino in the alleyway, almost immediately outside of the city gate, just past the Bar San Nicola. This was the second time we discovered a handmade local sculpture, with the other being a huge city replica in Matera. The narrow, meandering alleyways lead you to sites like the 13th century Cattedrale di San Sabino and the Fortino di San Antonio. And along the way, there are so many other piazzas and shops to browse at. The Fortino di San Antonio was a nice area to see locals sitting and look down into the once expansive castle moat. You can also tour this site. The one shop, however, that we discovered had to be the busiest in town, because the inflatable Lindt chocolate bunny was a clear indication that Easter was soon approaching and you needed to buy chocolate. It was definitely photo op time near the Golden Bunny. It's important to note that mingled in amongst these places of commerce, it's refreshing to see fishermen repairing their nets and orecchiette pasta being made fresh in front of you. Here in Bari, we opted to try a little street food at Antico Kiosco di Arus, as the nearby restaurants were busy and Kimberly had already found us a dinner spot in downtown Bari closer to the train station for a late evening family meal. There was a small playground by the food truck that Taylor Grace played at while we rested our feet for a few. This was a hangout spot for the local kids and the food truck owner's family. We decided to walk back into Old Town and discover that the locals had opened up a unique archaeological dig site for the public to view. This site had 2 adjacent rooms, with one looking down into a circular vessel and a sign, most likely from the Etruscans. And the adjoining room offered visitors a look at what we believe to be an altar and several backlit paintings. Once again, exploring in Italy takes you to a unique pop-up place that isn't on the tourist map of things to see and is probably older than anything you have ever experienced. As an influx of locals were participating in the evening's passeggiata on Good Friday, we walked right into the fun and excitement. This gathering was different from other passeggiatas that we experienced in Italy. There were thousands of people walking the streets on this night, from Old Town to New and vice versa. The town was so alive. It was almost overwhelming, but we really enjoyed being in the heart of it all. We walked out of the Centro Storico into the main city, following along with and passing by the crowd. To cap off our evening, we patronized a candy store called Candy Lisa in the downtown shopping district of Via Sperano di Bari and had a wonderful dinner at a restaurant called Peppo, where we enjoyed several pastas and dessert and wine. Our favorite entree being the mezzo pecorino al granchio. This was crab with burrata cream, Danterino tomatoes, basil drops, and olive crumbles over large granchio pasta. And the spaghetti alla matriciana was a delight as well. As always, we had to order dessert, and the deconstructed cannolo was the perfect ending. Bari didn't disappoint us and offered a nice mix of old city and up-tempo city life.
We hope you enjoyed our content. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Bye, everybody.